So hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining. My name is Gary Taylor, and today I'm going to run through the latest updates on the Megaport MCR or the Megaport Cloud Router. This is part of the ongoing series of Megaport Live tech drop-ins. So Megaport is a networking as a service provider. Essentially, we provide the ability for customers to consume networking services in exactly the same way you would consume cloud services. So real-time, scale up, scale down, delete, migrate, etc. So what makes the Megaport NAS platform different? Well, firstly, the reach. Megaport NAS is part of a virtualized global ecosystem built on pre-existing hardware. This gives you the ability to deploy capacity to all of the well-known cloud service providers, giving you access to thousands of IT-based services, as well as connectivity to other DCs and IX services. It has predictable performance. It's like having your own private fiber lines, making it highly secure. Your data travels on our private global network with no internet within the core. All these components can then be linked together with virtualized network cross-connects. We call them VXCs, and they are typically layer 2 MPLS pseudo wires. And as stated, this can all be done in near real time, just in a few minutes, and the service is up. You only pay for the capacity you wish to deploy. As it is pre-built and virtualized, you can scale that capacity up and down on demand. You no longer have to worry about traffic spikes or wasted capacity. This ensures a good end user application experience. This makes NAS services very cost effective. This can all be designed, deployed, and be fully operational in minutes and be available for only the term you need. This reduces your upfront infrastructure cost to zero. Also, your time cost is zero. As your Megaport assets are virtual, there's no capital investment or hardware provision needed. It's also worth mentioning egress fees, so outbound fees for data from the cloud providers. When you do that via Megaport, the outbound costs are significantly lower. So there's potential data cost savings in addition to the privacy and security when using private cloud access. So you can design, deploy, manage, and monitor it all in a single secure portal. It's point and click. You bring your cloud service keys, and this makes establishing private connectivity very simple. We also provide full API and Terraform integration. We spent more than a decade building a truly massive global network across over 1,000 data centers, over 400 service providers, and 27 countries now. We've deployed kit in all sites around the globe, physically interconnected those sites, then established NNIs with hundreds of service providers, including the hyperscalers like AWS, Azure, Google, and Oracle. Over the top of the network, we've deployed a customer software layer that gives you complete control of the network using our web portal or via code using Terraform or API. This mapper is representative of the network. Of course, it does not include every single underlying POP and physical route. Quick overview of the connectivity options available. There's my mouse, there we are. So on the left, we have hybrid cloud. This is where you connect your infrastructure that is in a data center to Megaport. You do that via a cross connect that then connects into a Megaport, and from there you can consume whatever service is necessary. We support up to 100 VLANs on this Megaport, and capacity is from 1 gig to 100 gig, with 400 gig coming quite soon. We then have virtual POP or virtual connectivity hub. This is an on-demand network function virtualization. Here you can deploy SD-WAN gateways, virtual routers, virtual firewalls in just minutes in real time in over 90 locations globally. And then on the right, we have cross cloud. This is where you spin up a virtual router, which is what we call the MCR, so Megaport Cloud Router. And this allows you to deliver traffic between two clouds at the edge. And in the demo, I'm going to be running through a bit more of the features available on the MCR. So quickly focusing on the cloud-to-cloud capability of Megaport, this is delivered via an MCR. Obviously, the virtual edge can also do it. That's where you stand up your own image, you have your own licensing, and you can deploy pretty complex security policies per VLAN, for example, through a Fortinet or a Cisco. In the case of the MCR, it's a virtualized router. You can connect up to 25 VLANs between clouds. You can also connect back to your own environment through a Megaport, delivering the hybrid cloud capability. And then in certain countries, you can also add Megaport Internet. So the MCR provides optimum latency between clouds. It allows you to replicate services across various cloud platforms. You can ensure best practice by delivering production in one environment and dev in another environment. It can be in the same cloud provider, so two different AWS regions or two different Azure regions, or you can deliver Azure production and AWS dev or testing, however you wish to do it. The great thing about the MCR, it provides much more optimum network performance. It allows you to remove traffic hairpinning, so you can actually deploy an MCR to give you much better connectivity and latency in certain locations without having to bring it back to a head office on the other side of the world, for example. So quickly over to the MCR overview in the portal. If I just drop that a bit, bear with me. We jump into here. So what I've done here, I'll just increase it a bit. I've already built an MCR. It's a 1 gig service in Amsterdam. One of the key features that we've added is the ability to scale up beyond 10 gig, which is a standard deployment. We are slowly rolling out the hardware, and I know in Amsterdam we can do that in AM1 and AMS5. These are our core locations, and as you can see here, out of AM1 we can offer from 1 gig up to 100 as well. I'm just going to drop down a bit too much. So then jumping back into the MCR that I've built, if we look here, one of the features that we've added, well, the filtering list has been available for a while, and as a reminder, this allows you to filter based on prefixes or subnets. It is a text-based filter, and the one thing we've added here, the new feature, is a packet filter, so an ACL, access control list, where we now allow you to filter, permit, or deny based on source IP addresses, and in addition, based on protocols or ports. So this combined with the prefix filtering, where you can actually limit what traffic you wish to receive and also what traffic you wish to advertise, you can now further enhance your security by limiting the specific IP address and the ports as well, or the protocol, you could say. And then the other feature we've added, if I go back down here, we've added IPsec. So this allows you to fully encrypt traffic end-to-end. So if you want to run AWS to Azure, cloud to cloud, you can now do that through the MCR, fully encrypted end-to-end. And that is built in and is configured in the actual VLAN or VXC. So in this case here, I've built a connection up to AWS. I'll just look at the looking glass very briefly. I'm not sure if BGP is up, but this allows you to look into the route table. And as you can see, I built BGP about 20 minutes ago, and there's nothing connected. It's to a direct connect gateway, so there should be nothing coming from AWS, and all we're going to advertise to AWS as a standard connected subnets. So that's looking glass. It just gives you a bit more visibility into the route table. And if I go into the AWS VXC, as I mentioned, all the configuration is done on the VXC end. We can now, another feature we've added is jumbo frames. Before we are limited to 1500, and we can now offer you up to 9074 bytes for MTU sizing. This is where you'd configure your packet filters. BGP is already up and running, and standard features that have always been available, but just as a quick reminder, we support ASPath prepending, we support MED, and we support BFD for fast failover as well. And then the key feature, the latest we've added, is IPsec. And if we click here, I'm not going to build it, but this allows you to configure IPsec, and in this case, it's going to be IPsec into AWS as well. That is it really for the latest features. Obviously, we've got a very healthy, interesting roadmap on new features that we are adding to MCR. If you have any questions on this, or if you need a demo and you would like us to review any configuration, or you want us to build a test service for yourself, then please contact us. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you the next time. Thank you.